Hey everyone, I'm Leslie. Thank you for being here. I thrifted this riser from Goodwill. I think I paid about $5 for it. We're going to give it a good makeover. The tray part of this riser was just a round piece. It looked like about quarter-inch plywood, and it was raw wood. So I'm going to unscrew it, and I'm going to put the little screws in a cup so I don't lose them. And I'm going to give this a whole new paint job. The front part, the top part of this board looks like it just had some covering. I believe this had to be mass produced. And I'm going to give everything a good clean. I want to go around the edge of this and give it a pretty design. The bottom of this piece is all metal, so I'm going to use this redesign mold. I've had this mold for quite some time. It's one of the first molds I ever bought on Amazon. I'm going to take my DOS air dry clay, and I'm just going to use a part of this mold. I want to make like the little swags to go all the way around the metal edge. I always dust my mold with cornstarch. Now this is a brand new pack of DOS air dry clay, and this is my first time using this product. So far through this project, I would say it's a little bit different than what I'm used to. It seemed like it was a little bit stickier maybe. But once I worked with it, it's okay. I was happy with the results. Here, I'm just going to get several of these made and ready to go. All right, now that I have several of these made, I'm going to start working around the metal edge, and I'm using my Tight Bond Quick and Thick to glue these little appliques down. All right, once I had my clay appliques all around the edge, I set that to the side and I'm going to let that dry for several hours. Now I'm going to be taking the wood round, and because it's raw wood, I'm going to take my Minwax polyacrylic water-based sealer and I'm going to give the whole board front and back at least 2 good coats. I want to seal this wood so it doesn't soak up so much paint and the tannins doesn't show through or ruin the color of my paint. All right, my water-based sealer is completely dry. So now I'm going to take Waverly chalk paint in the color celery, and I'm going to give 2 good coats. I had bought 2 of these little Waverly small, I call them sample size, and I'm going to tell you, I really love Waverly chalk paint. It's real smooth. It goes on easy. Now, it does require a sealer because it's a chalk paint. Once the first coat is dry, I come back and give it a second coat, and then I'm going to let that dry real well. I do paint the back side, give it 2 coats. I'm not sure if I caught that on film. I set that aside and let it dry. Now the castings have been sitting there all day. I gave it quite a few hours to set up and to dry and get a good crust on it. Now I'm going to go around the edge and I'm going to paint all my little castings in the celery green. Now I'm going to go around the base with the celery green, and I will give the base and the underside 2 good coats. All right, once I got 2 coats on the base, I set it aside to let it dry. Now I'm going to go back to the round. I picked out this beautiful, it's from the Saint Germain IOD transfers. And I'm just going to figure out here how I want it placed on my board. So I'm going to have to kind of fussy cut and figure out a good way to split this up. So here I'm just working on the placement. deciding how I want these to look on the tray. Now I'm going to take some pieces from the IOD transfers called etiquettes. It's beautiful gold and they're very delicate, and you just have to really take your time with these, but it turns out so beautiful. And then I take pieces of wordings and just kind of fill in some of the spaces. All right, I put just enough gold transfers to give it a little bit of shine. And now I'm going to take some sandpaper and I'm going to go around the edges and sand and rough it up. I want it to have an old world look. Next, I'm going to take a wet wipe and it'll help bring back some of the paint a little bit and help dust off, clean off the sanding. Next, I'm going to be taking my Waverly antiquing wax, and I have it in that jar mixed with a little bit of water. And I'm just going to go around, take a section at a time, and start antiquing and wiping back. I also use a wet wipe to bring back some of the spots that I thought were too dark. Now here I'm going to take DIY clear wax, and I'm going to help seal the transfers. Plus it will also bring back some of the darkness off the other antiquing. Now I'm going to go around my little clay castings and all over the bottom base, and we're going to give it a good coat of the antiquing wax. And I'm also going to be spraying it down, spritzing it with water to help it move and get into all the little crevices. All right, now I'm going to be taking Paint Couture Luxe Metallic Paint in the color bronze, and I'm going to go around and give all my little castings 2 good coats of this. Once I got 2 good coats all around on the castings, I decided that bottom metal rim, I wanted to give it a couple of coats to just give it a little something extra. And also, when I'm done with this, I'm going to take the board and I'll go around the edge of where the roses are with my finger and give it some gold highlights around the edge. Here I had that one little flower laying off to the side that I had cut off the transfer when I was working with the roses. I thought, why not? So I added it to the base, and I'm glad I did. It looks adorable. Now that I'm happy with everything, it's time to put this back together. So I'm going to line the base back up with the top where the screw holes are and get this put back together. All right, once I got all the screws in, this project is complete. I absolutely love how it turned out. Once again, I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you like this video, please hit the like button, leave a comment. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
On dansera. Petite maison en papier, peu à peu s'est renforcée. Elle a vu la beauté du monde.